start.
Okay, so let us
Okay, so let us
discuss
discuss by
stating what is a
stating
data
what is a
page,
data page,
why we need a
why we
data
need a
page.
data page.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so as we discussed, right? So firstly, what is a data page?
okay.
Okay,
So in the
so
course,
in
if
the
I
course,
show
if I
you,
show you,
I already
I
told you,
already
right?
told you, right, in
The
the course, the
accessing data
accessing
sourcing.
data sourcing.
Yesterday I told you,
Yesterday I
right?
told you, right?
There's one
There's
topic
one
that you have
topic
to
that you
go
have to go through today.
through. So
So
firstly,
firstly, let us start with what is a data page.
data
Data
page.
page.
What is the
What
need
is the need
or
or
why
why
we have
we have
data page
data
rule
page rule
in Pega?
in Pega?
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
let us
let
take an
us take an
example. Okay,
example.
you have
Okay,
a
you have a
database.
database.
Okay,
Okay,
and you
and
have
you
a
have a
table.
table.
Just an
Just an
example,
example,
which is
which is
having
having
customer
customer
records.
records.
Okay.
Okay, so
Basically
basically customer
or
or
employee.
employee
Let's
records.
say
Let's say
employee, you are
employee, you are
maintaining
maintaining
salary.
salary.
Employee
Employee
A,
A
salary
salary
$100.
$100.
Employee B,
Employee B
salary
salary ten
$10,000.
thousand dollar.
Employee
Employee
C,
C
$20,000,
twenty
and
thousand dollar,
so on
and
and
so
so
on and
forth.
so forth.
Let's say
Let's say
you have
you have
million of
million of
records or
records or
ten
ten
thousand of
thousand of
records. Okay.
records. Okay,
So
so
now,
now
if I
if
tell
I
you
tell you
to
to
show me a
show me a
tabular
tabular
view,
view,
right,
right,
in
in
Pega
Pega
for the
for the
employee with
employee
their
with their
salary.
salary.
So what
So
you
what
will
you
do
will
in
do in
normal
normal
programming,
programming, you will go,
you will
you
write
will
one
write one
SQL
SQL
command,
command,
select
select
column
column
one,
one, column
two,
column two, etc.,
etc.
etc.
from
from
employee
employee salary
table,
table,
right?
right?
With
With where
this thing is
this thing
equal
is
to
equal to
this.
this thing.
Anything like
Anything
you
like
will
you
fire
will
a
fire a
select
select
command to the
command to the
database
database
table,
table.
you will
You
get a
will get a
list.
list.
Okay, and
Okay,
you
and
will
you will
display it in
display it
the
in the
UI,
UI,
maybe in the
maybe in the HTML, JSP,
.NET,
.NET,
anything,
anything.
right? So
Right?
this
So
will be
this
the
will be the
normal
normal
practice, right?
practice, right?
So now
So
in
now in
Pega,
Pega,
suppose I
suppose
give
I
you the
give you the
same
same
requirement,
requirement,
okay,
okay,
to
to
display me
display me
this
this
salary
salary
employee with
employees
their
with their
salaries,
salaries,
okay.
okay.
So now
So
if
now
you
if
go
you
with
go
the
with the
same rule,
same rule,
so to
so to
fire
fire
SQL
SQL
commands,
commands,
basically
basically
reporting,
reporting,
okay.
okay.
In
In
Pega we
Pega
have
we
a
have a
rule
rule
called
called
report
report
definition,
definition,
okay,
okay,
which is
which is
nothing but
nothing but
very
very
similar to a
similar to a
SQL
SQL
command where
command
you
where
can
you
put
can put
joins as
joins
well,
as well,
you
you
can
can
put
put
where
where
clause
clause
as
as
well,
well,
you can
you
put
can put
column
column
names
name
wherein
as well, and
you can
you
do
can
any
do
sort
any
of
sort of
manipulation to
manipulation to
SQL.
SQL.
So
So
when we
when
have
we have
report
report
definition rule,
definition rule,
still we
still we
have a
have a
database rule
database
as
rule
well.
as well.
So what
So
is
what
the
is the
need?
need?
So
So
the
the
need
need
is
is basically
data
data
page is an
page is an
on-demand
on-demand
service.
service.
So
So
what do
what
I
do I
mean by
mean by
on-demand
on-demand
service?
service?
So
So
data
data
page will
page
be
will be
called
called
only
only
when you
when you
start
start
referring it
referring
in
it
the
in the application.
application. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
suppose
suppose
for the
for the
employee
employee
table,
table,
okay,
okay,
employee
employee
salary.
salary.
Okay.
Okay.
When I
When
will
I will
use this
use this
data
data
page
page
here,
here,
D
D
underscore,
underscore,
let's
let's
say
say
employee
employee
salary.
salary.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you
Whenever
will get
you
this
will get this
reference on the
reference on the
UI, on the
UI, on
data
the data
transform
transform
activity,
activity,
wherever,
wherever,
only
only
then
then
Pega will
Pega will
go
go
and
and
load the
load the
data
data
page
page
to this
to this
data page.
data page.
Okay, to
Okay,
this
to
data to
data
this
to
data
this
page.
data
Okay,
page. Okay,
so
so
on-demand
on
service
demand service
basically
basically
means
means
whenever you are
whenever you are
referring it,
referring it,
be it on
be
the
it on the
UI, be it
UI,
on
be
the
it on the
logic,
logic,
only
only
then
then
Pega will
Pega
go
will
and
go and
calculate the
calculate the
data and
data and
populate the
populate
data
the
on
data
this
on this
page
page
for your
for your
manipulation.
manipulation.
Okay.
Okay.
And
And
secondly,
secondly,
the
the
use is,
use
so
is, so
suppose I
suppose
have
I have
referenced
referenced
this
this
in the
in the
UI at the
UI at the
first
first
place.
place.
Okay, so
Okay, so
Pega will
Pega
go,
will go,
it will
it will
fire
fire
DB
DB
commands
commands
or
or
whatever
whatever
sourcing you
sourcing you
have
have
defined.
defined.
Okay, so
Okay,
it
so
will
it
get
will
the
get the
data.
data.
It will
It will
display
display
on
on
the
the
UI.
UI.
Now
Now
again,
again,
suppose on
suppose
the
on the
second
second
screen as
screen
well,
as well,
you want this, you
you
want to
want to
display
display
the
the
same
same
data.
data.
Okay, and
Okay,
you
and
call
you
this
call this
data page
database
again.
again.
Now
So now
Pega will
Pega will
not
not
go and
go and
fire the DB
fire the
command
DB
again,
command
the
again,
SQL
the
queries
SQL queries
basically.
basically.
So it will
So it
go,
will
it will
go, it
check
will
on the
check on the
clipboard,
clipboard,
on the
on the
memory
memory,
that
that
whether
whether
this
this
data is
data is
available or
available or
not.
not.
If it's
If it's
already
already
available,
available,
Pega will
Pega will
use
use
this
this
data
data
directly
directly
on the
on the
UI.
UI.
So you
So you
see,
see,
we basically
basically
reduce
reduce the
SQL
SQL
commands
commands
and
and
basically
henceforth
improving the
improving the
performance of the
performance of the
system.
system.
So this
So
is the
this is the
main
main
advantage.
advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
you
you
go, you
go, you
fire the
fire the
data, you
data, you
load the
load the
data on
data
the
on the
database,
database,
and
and
then
then
you
you
basically
basically
define if
define if
it is
it is
required
required
again.
again,
Then
then
do
do
not go
not
to
go to
database.
database.
I mean, do
Do
not go
not
and
go
fire
and fire
SQL
SQL
commands, or
commands
do
or
not
do
load
not
this
go and load the
data
data
again
again directly use it from the clipboard.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Now we will see this
code.
code. Okay. Yes, yes, Mukesh.
So basically, clipboard temporarily store the data, and when our thread is completed, then it remove that data, right, sir?
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes. So clipboard is basically in memory. You can say you.
it is
It
a
is
It's
a
a
heap
temporary
store.
type memory,
temporary data, okay,
right?
which is required for the case processing, and Pega loads the data on
Okay, which is
clipboard
required for the case processing,
fast
and
accessible.
Pega loads the data on
So you
clipboard so
don't
that
have
it
to go and you do not go to the
go to the
backend
backend
again and
again and
again.
again.
If the
If the
data is
data is
already
already
present on the
present on the
clipboard, Pega
clipboard,
will
Pega
start
will
using
start
it
using it
from the
from the
clipboard
clipboard
directly.
directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sir, our thread is completed. So, how it can again use that particular database, because if a thread is completed, so that data page is clean at that time.
Again, if the thread is opened again, it will see if it is required on the UI or some manipulation. It will again load the data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
So whenever it is required, it
and
goes and it loads the data to the clipboard.
First
First time, obviously, it will
Okay.
load, but if it's already present, then it will not go and
load.
load again. Okay. We have the mechanism to force it to load again and again, but let us discuss. Let me complete. Then at the end, I will take it out. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So now we will see like how to practically. I mean, we will see a practical scenario. Okay. Where suppose
Okay.
we already have this leave application, right? And we are capturing the address of the applicant address, right? So in the address, let's say we have a property called country. Okay, let's say this is a property, and so country will.
I do
I do not want the customer to write the country name to be India. Okay, I want customer. I want to present customer drop down list because country will be limited, right?
It
It will always be static. So I just want to put a static drop down list, and user will basically select from the drop down list I want to present
for
for countries,
and
and user will basically select from it. So now to get the data on this drop down, okay, we will see how we can get it from using a database table. So firstly, we will create a data model. Okay, we will define some properties. Okay, let's say we will say country name or country ID first, and then we will say country name. Let it keep it very simple. Okay, then we will create a backend database table. Okay, and we will see the rules created for it. Rules created in the backend to support the configuration. Okay, then we will start inserting record. Insert record to the table. Okay, and then use the data page on the UI to show the country list. Okay, so this will be we are going to do. So firstly, let's create a data model. So we have already gone through it how to create a data model. Okay, so you go to the database with this data type tab. Okay, we go to database tab. Let's add a data type called country. Okay. Okay, so I'm just keeping it the default configuration. Organization, application data, and then my database table. If I want it to be used across the organization, then might be I will remove this as well. So now it is organization dash data. Okay, so everyone accessing my organization will have access to this data now. Okay. Let me keep it default for now. Okay, like this. Okay, so now this is the class it has created, and let's add two properties. First would be country ID. Okay, let me keep it integer. Okay, for now. And second would be country name. Just this ID I'm keeping just for my reference. Okay, I just wanted to make primary key. So suppose India, two names are there, but I can distinguish based on different IDs, right? Country name. Okay. Text, fine. So now we have a basic data structure having this class, a name of the data model country, having two properties, one integer and one basically text. Now if I go to records, okay, you see there is no source configured. So this model basically, this data type is currently not mapped to anything. So if you go to settings and you see the database information, you see table mapping and name not applicable currently. And schema name not applicable, and the table mapping we are other, this is a default table which every data model gets mapped to by default if you do not map it. So if you want to map this data model to some backend table, you will come to this record tab and you will say let's configure a source.
what will be the
What will
source?
be the source?
Here you will
Here you will get this default properties. Okay, these are default properties which Pega will automatically maintain. Basically, who is creating the record, who is maintaining it, who is updating it, and everything
for better
for
tracking.
better tracking.
And here you
And
see
here you see use as a key. So this use as a key means which one you want to make it a primary key. So in the database table, if you mark this country ID as primary key,
so it
so it cannot repeat basically,
and it
and it cannot be null.
it has to
It has to be unique and not null. Okay, in the backend.
and
And it is saying, do you want us to create the data pages by default configuration? It will provide. If you want to create everything from the scratch, then you will do not use this. You will create everything depending on the scenario. But in most of the cases, we keep it
because
because this will be
a
a single page. So if I want to get one record based on this primary key,
okay,
okay,
then
then I will get this one record. If I want to get a list of all the records, then I will use a list type data page. If I want to commit the data page again
to
to
DB,
DB, I will use this one. So we will look into these ones now. And this is just a schema name. Okay, database name basically. So let's hit submit.
okay.
Okay. Now let's review like what Pega has created. Okay. So these are the column names created in the database table. And if I see what are the rules it created. So this is database table.
So
if I have access to the backend table, let's say SQL, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, anything, okay, MariaDB, anything. Then if I select star from this table, I will start getting the records. Okay. And this is a database table mapping rule. So this rule is responsible
to
to map this data type, this basically this class with this backend table.
So we
need a database table mapping rule which is responsible to map the backend table with the Pega class. Okay. And in the report definition, this is basically a select star from this table. Okay. In Pega, if you want to report anything to the database, you need a report definition rule basically. This is a single data page to get one record. So if I enter suppose one with India, two with Pakistan, three with Sri Lanka, and if I pass three as a key, so it will give me Sri Lanka data page, all the data for the three record. We will see this one, and this is for a list. Select star from this table. Okay, very similar to this one. We will see this one as well. This is to save commit back to the DB. So okay, it will refresh. And after that, you will get the tabular format here. Okay, so this is a tabular format. Okay, so it is giving me the columns that we created. Okay, the properties, data model, country ID, country name, country ID, country name. All the other columns are hidden, but they are maintained in the backend. Okay, if you go to the table, backend table, you will see those records that we see already saw. So let's add some record. So what Pega is doing, if I am adding one as India. So Pega is basically insert into that table with this record, one India. Okay. In the backend, it is basically inserting records. So let's say Pakistan. Okay. And let's say anything. Okay. Let's say China. 5. Let's say Bangladesh. 6. Am I missing any neighboring country? I think Maldives will also come.
Nepal, sir.
Nepal, Bhutan.
Yes.
Bhutan.
And Myanmar will also come or no? Do we share the
Bhutan and Tibet.
Tibet is
Tibet is under China now.
China.
It is not.
China. Myanmar.
Okay. Okay. So I think I have covered all the neighboring countries. So now we have inserted these 10 records into this database table. Okay. Now we have to display this. Okay. When we are creating the application, I mean a case. Let's say a leave approval case. Here we are creating. So let's say here I want to add one drop down for country. Okay. So now how to do that? So what I did basically, live UI, okay, and we target on any element and we click here target. So it will open the corresponding section from wherever this UI is coming. Okay, just a debugging I'm telling you. So here I want to add. Okay, so firstly we will see like from this structure it is copying. This is the applicant address, right? And I think this is from a database. I mean data model, right? So this is it is creating from address. So let's add one here. Okay, so let's add one more property. Country. Okay, so we have added one more property to data model, address data model. Now we can use that one directly on the UI, right? So let's add firstly checkout. So checkout means my private copy. Okay, so if you are also having the access to the same application, when you create the case, you will not see my changes. It is very specific to my requester session. When I'm logged in, only then, right? So data capture, and we have I think a drop down. We pick a drop down, right? So drop down. So let's see like what configuration we have available. So firstly we have to mention the property. Let's say home address, and here we have country now, right? So whatever we do on this drop down, the property will be stored. I mean the data will be stored on this property in the clipboard or in the backend. You say, right? Let's say I want to keep it as country name. Okay. Now, this is the most important field when you configure a drop-down. Okay. So what it basically means, how this data, I mean this property or this drop-down is getting the elements. So currently, by default, it is mentioned as defined on the property. So on the property itself, we can open the property. So see, this is the drop-down, right? So this is the property we configure country. So what we can do, we can directly start adding here as well local list or field value. So if I configure it as local list, okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. So let's say America, Canada. Although America is nothing, I mean it should be USA, right? Okay. So now what I did, the pick list that you are configuring directly, okay, from the UI. So this is the configuration for pick list. These you can also play around. I mean field value, very similar. Prompt list, very similar. Very minor differences. But on the UI it will start giving me this. Now I have mentioned as defined on the property. So what it says, whatever configuration you have available for this property, directly show me that. Okay, on the UI. So if I submit, I save. Okay, I come to the UI. I go back just to reload. I continue. So now I see a country name. See, it is coming from the property itself. So this is a very basic configuration. But the problem we find with this kind of approach is it is now very hard coded in nature. So suppose tomorrow I want this country to be very dynamic. In one particular scenario, I want to show 10. In one particular scenario, I want to show 12. Suppose in one particular scenario, I want to show Asia specific countries. So very hard to do that kind of configuration when you start using the pick list directly values here. But when you know that these values will never change in the system. So suppose gender, right? So gender could be male, female, other. There won't be any addition to this gender property ever. Very difficult. Okay, if you even get, so you can directly manipulate. So that kind of configuration we can do here, which are very static in nature. But in most of the scenarios, we go with the data page or report definition or other configuration, which can be altered, or we can define the source and get a very different set of data for every particular case. Okay. This is one scenario how you can configure a data drop down basically directly from the property. Now I'll remove this one, this configuration. I don't want anything done. Okay. So now I remove this. So now this country is having no pick list, right? So if I go back, if I continue, I see nothing. It's empty. Okay. And also like if I want to keep select here, like it is coming here on this state, right? So what is the configuration? This is called basically placeholder. So you go to the UI. Okay. You open the configuration, you see a include placeholder checkbox. So if you include placeholder, now you can write anything. That will be by default shown to the user. Let's say select dot. Submit. Save. Let's come back to the UI. Okay. Now you see select by default. Even though there is no element, but you will see a placeholder.
Okay,
Okay, better to have a placeholder always.
Okay, now you see this drop down
Is having better alignment
than
than this one. So where do we get this configuration? We come to the UI section rule, open the drop down settings and presentation.
Here
You can define the length, specify size of the drop down. It is currently auto, like whatever is coming in the drop down, just size accordingly.
but I
But I mostly try to keep it custom 100%
so that it
get a full width. Okay. Submit. Save.
come to the UI.
Come to the UI. So you see
proper
Prop-
alignment, right?
alignment, right? With the above elements.
Now let's try to get the
drop down
properties
with the properties or with the values that we populated here using this data model. Okay. So when we configure data source, it already created these pages for us. Okay. So it is saying 3 data pages you have available. If you want to get only one record,
you can
you can go for this one.
Let's
So let's see the data page rule basically.
So this is
So this is a single page data. Single page structure data. Data page having a single element, having a structure of page.
Okay.
Okay.
So
what does this mean basically? So first of all, this is a data page rule. Data page is a rule type. This is a rule type data page. Okay.
The naming
And the naming convention Pega follows is it is always starts with D underscore country. In the previous versions, maybe I think 6 and before 7 versions or 7.1 I think. It used to be called declare underscore name.
Okay,
Now they have changed the configuration to D underscore name. So how to identify this as a database rule? It will always start with D underscore name. Okay.
Now coming back
To this definition tab. Okay, very important. This page is very important basically. This page defines all the configuration for the data page.
Now this is
Structure.
structure
Defines this will be a single page or a list.
So
Single page.
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you by just running it. We can run. Okay.
So it
is asking country ID. Tell me the country ID. If I say what is the give me the data for country ID 1. So let us go back to the model and see the record.
So for
one we have India, right? Correct.
So when we
run this data page, okay, we pass the parameter 1. Let's run it.
So it
will give me all the data present for that record. So this single database is basically kind of a lookup. Okay, get a row from the database table
using
this primary key. Okay. If we have more columns here added, so it will get me this whole complete row, whatever data is applicable for this ID. Okay. So let us go for 5. So 5. If I put 5, it should give me Bangladesh, right? So if I put 5 here, again, run again. So it is giving me Bangladesh. So this is a single page. Page data page of type of structure page, basically single data page. Okay, so it is used to do a lookup on the table. Okay. Object type. This will be the structure of the data page. So it will be having this same data type. Structure of the data type. A mode read only. So what does this read only mean? So there are only read only editable savable. So read only means this data or this data page basically is used to get data from the database and then used as a reference data. By reference data I mean you can use it on the UI for the display purpose. So when I'm getting one as India, so I'm not supposed to edit it. Then only I will go for the read only mode. Okay, I'll not be able to change one to some other country, maybe Afghanistan or anything. Okay, it is just for the read only purpose. Then you will go for the read only. If you want to manipulate the data as well, then you will go for editable. And savable basically means when you have to commit the data back to the DB. Okay. Now the scope. This is also very interesting and very important field. So this is leave 18, right? And we are using the okay. Anyhow, let me tell you. So scope. What is the scope? Okay. So firstly, this is the clipboard, right? So we yesterday discussed clipboard having these 4 categories, basically user pages which are created at runtime, clipboard pages which are available for data manipulation. They will come here. Then we have category data pages. So all the data pages, read-only data pages will be listed
in this
in this category.
data page.
Data pages.
So
So what is the thread
scope?
scope? Thread scope is basically this. These are all threads.
So leave
So
18
leave 18 is a thread, leave 19 will be a thread, leave 20 will be a thread. Every case will be a separate thread.
Okay, so
Okay, so if you want the data to be loaded specific to every thread,
then you
will mark it as
thread level.
thread level.
Okay.
Okay. Now what is the requester level? So I have logged in. Mandeep Singh Rawat has logged in. Okay. So
all
this is
in
in my session only.
So it is
So it is a requester session.
So then
So then it will come to requester. If you want the data to be available to the requester, whole requester, it will not change based on every specific thread.
Then you will
mark it as requester. Okay. And what is the node level? Node is basically a server node. Okay. And people log into that one. Okay, so suppose this server that I'm using, suppose this is a single node. So everyone who's logging into system, they will come to this specific node. So if the data is generic in nature and everyone can have the same data copy, then I will mark it as node.
So
let us take an example. Okay. So let's say I'm logging into the system and it is very specific to thread. So suppose he is getting customer details based on some conditions. Then it will be thread. And if it is very specific to my nature, I mean my login, then it will come to requester. And node will be something, let's say the same example, country list. Okay. So this country list is not going to change very frequently, or it will not be very different for every other user. So I can mark it as node level. Okay. So based on this scope, the loading of the data will hamper basically. Okay. Now we have data source. So data source basically means how this data is coming to this data page. So currently we have a lookup for single page. Okay, lookup is nothing but select star from this where this primary key is equal to this thing. So lookup will always get only one record. Okay. Now let's open the other data page that is created in the system. So sources, this is a list country. Okay, the underscore country list. Now you see this is a list in nature, not page. Okay, so this will basically have multiple records. So one is run it. Okay, you will see all the data present on that table. So you see 10 records are there. Okay. And where I can find the list, I will come down. There will be a page called PX result. Okay. And there will be multiple results. So if I open the first record, it is India, 1 India. If I open the second record, it is 2 Pakistan. Like this. Okay. So you will get this sort of data using a list structure. Okay, when you start using list structure in data page, you will start getting this. So this is the data page of type list. This is same. Okay, class of the data model, read only. So just for the viewing purpose, or just select start from this table and no manipulation. And thread level, scope is thread. So what will that mean? If I start using this data page on leave 18, okay, it will load the data. If I create a new leave 19, it will again load the data. Okay, but if I make this as requester, it will once load and then it will see if it is applicable for my session or not, and then it will decide like it has to load or not. So currently as there are no parameters, so it will always get these 10 records. Okay, so if I mark it as requester, so what will happen? It will load for leave 18. When I create a leave 19, it will go to the clipboard. It will see, oh, it is already present. So it will not load. Okay. And if I mark this thing as node, okay, what will happen? I will load this data. Okay, it will go to the clipboard. And when suppose Arman logs in, okay, to the same node, okay, and he also tries to access the same data on the UI. So it will go and it will check the clipboard. Oh, it is available already on the node. So it will not load for Arman. It will directly give the data from the clipboard itself. Okay. So this is the difference for scope. And for the data sources, this is a rule called report definition. Okay, this will come later in your course, but just to give you a brief, okay, this is basically used to report on the database. So how does this work? Is these are the column names I want to fetch in the report. Okay, this is a where clause, so it is currently empty. So this and this is the class it is fetching on. So what does this mean? Is select star from this class. Okay, whatever this class is mapped to. Where? Select these column names, column country ID, comma column country name, like this from this class. okay, this class where these filters are
So
applicable.
this will get
So
me
this
all
will
the
get me all the data,
and that is how
it is populating this d underscore country list.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Now let's use this data page, I mean of type list in the UI. So this is a section. This is where I want to keep, right? So on the list source, I can use data page now. Okay. You will put the data page here. Now property for value. If the data is fetched, which property I want to refer in the backend, which property I want to store in the backend. So country ID. Take a property for displaying text. So which property should be displayed to the customer or to the end user. So let's say customer name, country name. So what will happen? You will get a drop down of this property, but when he selects something in the backend, it will start storing this one and not this one. Okay. Let's see this one if this works or not. So this is the leave 18. Okay. If I go back, if I continue, so it will basically refresh the section, and now you should have a list of countries. Okay. Now if I store Sri Lanka, let's say, okay, and I do this data copy. Okay. Did I change anything or what? Okay. I think in the data transform I have not mentioned this property currently. So that is why it is not copying. Right. So but you get the example, right? So state also I'm having. So even though I'm selecting Himachal, but it is taking the backend property 3. Right. So in the backend 3 is stored. Right. So we can check that on the clipboard. Okay. Where will we have to go? Inside the py work page. This is a very important page. Okay. You have to remember this one. Py work page. In that we have this applicant home address. See, so country it is stored as 3. Okay, and not as Sri Lanka. If I want to store Sri Lanka, then on the UI I have to nothing I have to do. I have to just select this property as country name. Then it will start storing the country name. Okay. Very simple configuration. Okay. Depends like how you want to configure it, but mostly we display something and we store something. Okay, because 1 2 3 customer will not understand. So if I select J&K, now again I do copy and paste. Did I refresh or what?
So you make the changes in the country field, not in the state field. So that is the reason it's more populated.
Okay. उसको I think data transform भी applicable नहीं है.
Yeah, sir.
So let's try state frame. Okay, let's see this one. Okay. What is this? Did I change something? Extra dot, right? Okay. Let's say Punjab. No, Punjab is coming. Let's check the clipboard once. Okay. So now if you see this home address, now it is storing Punjab. Okay. So you got it, right? This is the configuration. Now, this is a data page. Okay. So now there could be a scenario, right? So data page is basically caching data to the clipboard and you are referencing that data. But in real time, this also creates a problem. Okay. So suppose you are doing stocks, okay, and it has to be changed. I mean, it is changing very frequently.
And using this data page, let's say listing of data page,
okay, and you start it is not refreshing properly, and you start using the old data, so that could also create problem. Okay, so that is why Pega has also given you load management. So what is the load management? As the name suggests, when this data page will be loaded again. So this is what it is. Okay, and you have basically 3 main settings. Reload once for interaction. So what does this mean is whenever there is an interaction with this data page, you have to reload it. Okay. This refresh strategy, basically load management is not a mandatory thing to do. I mean, you can leave it as it is. Okay. But it is good to have a better loading strategy. Okay. How this data page will be reloaded or when this will be reloaded. Okay. So reload once for interaction basically means whenever. So suppose I am using this d underscore country. Okay. Now in leave 18, if I create leave 19 and I enable this one, so when it is now again a new interaction, leave 19, it is again referencing it, so it will again reload the data
to the
to the data page,
to the
to the clipboard basically. Okay, do not reload when. So this can be conditionally. I mean, I can create a when rule that and I can put that time is greater than 6 p.m. IST or something like that. So it will be reloaded after this when starts failing. Okay, and reload older than same thing like after let's say 10 seconds. So I'm using
this
data page here, suppose leave 18. Okay, of type let's say requester. Okay, and simultaneously I created leave 19. Okay, before okay, so let's take a couple of 1 minute. Okay, so if I put 1 here, okay, and I make it requester. Okay, now it will be refreshed based on the requester session. Okay, I'm using on the leave 18. Okay, and after that I created leave 19. Okay, then what will happen if this 1 minute is reached? Okay, if it is 1 minute is reached, let's say I created the leave 19 30 seconds after. So it will check here. Oh, it is still. I mean, I have to refresh after 1 minute. So it will use from the clipboard. But if I create leave 19 like after 2 minutes, then it will create leave 19. It will come to the UI, and when it comes to this UI, okay, it will see I have to give this drop down using a data page. Okay, then it will come to data page. It will see. Oh, it has to be refreshed after 1 minute. But now 2 minutes has been passed. This database was loaded. So now in this case, it will reload again. Okay. But this does not mean that it will start refreshing after every 1 minute. It means if I reference this data page after 1 minute, okay, then Pega will reload the data. Okay. So if I loaded this database to the clipboard and I'm not using it after 10 hours, so it will not keep on refreshing it after every 1 minute. So after 10 hours, if I call the database again, okay, then it will come and check like I have to reload it or not. So if it will see like this is older, this is stale data, right from this configuration, then it will reload. You're getting it? So we have to basically decide based on the configuration we need, and then we can mark this refresh strategy as well. Proper refresh strategy when this data will be reloaded. We don't want to do it very frequently as well, because then it defies the purpose of data page. Then you can directly start using report definition as well. Okay, report definition, what it will do. So suppose if I put here on the drop down, rather than this data page, if I start using report definition, okay, I just have to tell the report definition name, okay, and the class. Then what does this mean is whenever Pega is coming to this UI and I'm using report definition, it will always fire a SQL command to get the list. Always. Okay, whenever someone come to this UI, it will always fire a SQL command and it will get me the data. So report definition has its own advantages. Pega, I mean data page has its own advantages. So suppose I want to have a very data is very dynamic in nature. So in that case, we will use report definition, because I want whenever this drop down is referenced, I will have to fire a SQL, okay, and I will get the most reference data, most recent data basically. Okay, if the data can be cached, then I will go for data page. So this is what data page is in a nutshell. Okay. Now the third tab, parameter. So parameter is nothing but what parameter it could take. So it will take country ID. This is a single page one, right? Single page. So it is taking this parameter. It will ask me and it will pass it here to this lookup. Okay, and it will get me the data. So basically, when you want to get a data based on some condition, basically where clause. Okay, so then you will start using parameters. Okay, now it will be select start from this class where this primary key is equal to this parameter value. Okay, now we page in classes already we discussed, right? We can put here work page and the class here, and then we can reference that properties as well in the Pega. Test cases, this you will tackle later. Usage, skip for now. Specification, no need to go through here. History basically what this rule is doing, what is the description and what is the usage. Okay, description could be search for a country based on the country ID. Usage would be pass the parameter and get the data, something like that. It is descriptive, very developer specific comments. You can say developer comments. What is the description of this rule and how it should be used? That's it. It do not have any significance to the execution of the rule, just for the you can say extensibility. If I'm doing something, I'm putting proper comments here, then let's say if Robin is working tomorrow, then he can read this and he can make sense out of it, like why this data page is, how to use this. Okay. So this is what data page is. Now you can go through you can go to the course as well, and you can complete the course. I mean, it will be more descriptive, but in a nutshell, this is what it is. Okay, you can also read like what it is and what this is. Not a very big thing, and you can also read this thing, simulate data source as well. This is also a separate topic, I think, in the PDF or in the course. Now, if anyone is having doubt in data page, please let me know. Anyone? Noor, Vishal, Meenal, Mukesh, Suman, Robin, Muzaffar. Anyone having any doubt?
No, sir. Not for me.
Okay. So today, okay, I'll stop there.